We could have saved ourselves, but we didn't. It's amazing. What state of mind were we in to face extinction and simply shrug it off?
Heading into another weekend, the weather and the climate are making news in more than one region. A terrible drought has already
We do not know how much our climate could or will change in the
More than a week of severe flooding has killed at least 72 people in Central and Eastern Europe and Western Russia.
The highest recorded rainfall in India's history has unleashed the worst flooding in living memory.
We do not know how fast change will occur, or even how some of our actions could impact.
In Chicago, the heat is a plague. This morning, they were collecting bodies.
Firefighters in Southern California are battling a newly formed super wildfire. It's on coast to coast. Even Arizona is having a heat. Tennessee was battered by killer tornadoes. New Orleans is no longer safe to live in. It is that simple and that stark.
Hell and high water, one and the same again today in a city overwhelmed, under siege, in the grip of unmitigated, unprecedented catastrophe.
Nowhere is that more apparent, of course, than New Orleans, now a city of displaced people and refugees.
Feet of water from Lake Pontchartrain. Add to that violence, devastation, desperation, the rising weather.
This should mean that man-made global warming is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on Earth.
Throughout our history, the deal was we left the world in a better place than we found it. That was progress. The wheel, the rule of law, penicillin. It was our covenant to our children and grandchildren. My children weren't angry with me for breaking the covenant. They were too busy trying to stay alive to waste energy on blame, trying to negotiate their way through food riot, refugee camp, and the collapse of society. But I think my grandchildren would have been angry had they survived into adulthood.
And it is global warming. For the first time, scientists confirm the link between climate change and our awful weather.
Emergency services scramble to Bedford's swollen. As the floodwaters finally worked their way along the Great Ouse, other parts of Bedfordshire didn't escape either.
We've lived up here for over 40 years, and we've never, ever had anything like this.
80,000 fatalities in Burma today after Cyclone Nergis.
Drought emergency across Western Europe, with drinking water strictly rationed in Holland, France.
Forest fires, which are still sweeping across Spain.
£30 billion, a price worth paying for motorists' right to drive, said Lord Clarkson of Silverstone.
Good news for the UK wine industry, especially...
The latest is that New Orleans will not be rebuilt a third time, said the Louisiana
less
government.
than the total destruction of India's dams would end Pakistan's drinking water crisis.
As US President Chelsea Clinton refuses Africa's demand.
Sales of air conditioning units in India.
Thousands as San Francisco's extraordinary heat wave continues into Los Angeles.
Now we're seeing extreme weather events somewhere on the planet every single day.
Estimated 35 million Chinese refugees.
Skiing in the Alps is over.
The new Channel 4 documentary asks, is global warming really happening, or are natural...
It's 61 degrees centigrade, the highest land temperature.
More than 100 million people are homeless tonight as Bangladesh...
methane emissions from Siberia.
The last Indonesian tree fell, but biofuel prices are...
The European Union today permanently closed all of its borders.
And roadside verges must be reserved for food production.
London is underwater again as last night's 30-foot storm surge overcame the Thames barrier.
New Zealand has also now closed its borders, leaving 22 million Australians.
Reports are coming in that the North Sea is boiling.
100 million refugees from Middle East and continental Europe are all heading north.
Species are now extinct, scientists estimate, and ecosystems are collapsing across the planet.
We have passed 2 degrees. We cannot now stop runaway climate change.
There are simply too many people to feed on Ireland's remaining farmland.
Suicide rates increasing 800%.
The Amazon rainforest is still burning.
And anyone who cannot bear to eat their own cats and dogs.
Entering the 8th world food crisis. With
world temperatures today passing 4 degrees.
Pakistan has launched retaliatory nuclear strike on today.
A war of biblical ferocity across the entire continent.
We wouldn't be the first life form to wipe itself out. But what would be unique about us is that we did it knowingly. I mean, what does that say about us? The question I've been asking is, why didn't we save ourselves when we had the chance? Is the answer because, on some level, we weren't sure if we were worth saving?